Okay, Jesus Christ. I just saw this news story, found body cam footage. Um, what? Okay, I have to go. Okay, Put-in Bay, Ohio. Jesus Christ. Um, this is honestly blowing my mind. Okay, so so set the scene. Two police in golf carts because the city's not well funding their police. Um, are chasing other golf carts, and in Put-in Bay, Ohio, golf carts and cars are treated the same. Great. Okay, I just need to go get that out first. Okay, and I also have to mention they have um according to the officers and the DA, and well, um, they were driving erratically, and if you examine the footage, you can see many open metallic cans with various logos of alcoholic beverages. Okay, so the police walk up, pull the golf cart over, and four people walk out, and it and they can see three people in the back, but one person's walking away, and three people are just outside of the golf cart.
Go ahead and stay on the golf cart. Hey!
Right? Okay. So, yeah.
Come over here. Stand over here. You got your driver's license on you?
He then walks up, and one person is having a hey, what the hell are you doing? One person's giving them the side eye, and he sees one person still in the car. So, yeah.
Well, that's not where you went the first time. And you're driving all over the road. No, you come right here. Well, no, you didn't. You went down the road. You went the wrong way, and you're driving all over the road, running the stop signs. You got way too many people on this golf cart. I didn't run no stop sign. You ran the stop sign.
Okay. So there's two police officers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 people.
I watched you, brother. You got your ID on you too? You got your ID on you? Go ahead and stand over there.
Okay, then one of the suspects, starts walking up to the side of the golf cart where the person that body cam were watching is.
946 station, Ohio RP, Georgetown, Davis, 4453.
903 station. What rental company is that?
Go ahead, 903.
I have one OLN when ready.
Go ahead with OLN.
Union Edward 663255. Union Edward 663255. Find out what he's doing. He's giving her shit.
So, from that, well, he's already swore multiple times. He says he's giving her shit. In other words, he handed her probably drugs or something. Then she turns around, away from the officers.
Come here. Now you get arrested for it.
And, well, as you heard, cuffs go on.
What did you give her? She just stuck it down the front of her pants. Don't. Keep the bag. Step back. That female officer is going to search shit out of you, so you better just tell me what he gave you. Hey, back up. Get him. Get him in cuffs.
Turn around.
So, if you weren't counting, that's 3 times that he's been told to get back, and now the officers are mad and telling him the guy who originally walked up to the side of the officer, and the person who handed the female that the main officer from my perspective, handed the woman that she's arresting, whatever. So what I do, he then pushes the officer, assault against an officer ×1, and the main officer tackles him. Or at least I think so, because he goes on the ground and charged. I don't know, it's body cam, I can't really see.
Get back! Get back!
And another thing I have to mention, since the Put-in-Bay, little village is not well funded, they only have pistols. No tasers, no OC, no nothing.
Get back!
I mean, they do, but not these 2 officers. I just have to go specify that.
I didn't do nothing. Put your hands behind your back.
So, one officer draws his gun to control the crowd that has now started to form because of he tackled him and how he's fighting. And he breaks away, assault on officer ×2.
My hands is here. Put your hands behind your back. Y'all tripping, bro. Hey, no.
Resisting arrest.
Down. No, tell me what charges. Tell me what. No, tell me what charges.
Then a crowd starts to form, blocking the police from doing anything.
Tell me what charges. Get over here. Okay, bro. You so scared. Get the fuck over here, bro.
I also have to remind you, this is only 2 police officers.
His hands up.
He then says his hands are up. Meanwhile, he's interfering with an arrest, and one girl is filming on their iPhone. So, yeah.
I need units here now at Adventure Bay. Several parties at gunpoint.
Then the girl who originally got arrested is now blocking them. Well, she's not really, but she's standing in a defensive pose.
Get on the ground! Get on
Backup arrives.
the ground now! All of you! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Tase him! Tase him! Tase him!
Okay, then police arrive with a taser, and they tell him to tase the main suspect, the one who's been causing all the trouble.
Get on the ground! All of you! Get on!
Oh, wait, sorry, that was an incorrection. It was just some guy who was basically copying Michael Brown, except, not trying to kill cops, but interfering with them, but also saying hands up, except, that was kind of disproven.
Get on the ground! He's under arrest. Yeah.
He then tells some random other guy that he's under arrest.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Then tells another male to get on the ground.
Get on the ground!
And this is the same guy who is interfering.
Get on the ground now! Get on!
Then another random guy, I don't know what he did, but, I secure the same situation too, to get on the ground.
The ground now! All the way down on your stomach! Put your hands out! Leave it there! All you had to do was listen. No, all you had to do was stay there.
Then he talks back to a cop. All you had to do was listen. No, you're the problem. Oh, come on, dude. You're drunk.
Get him cuffed. Get all of them cuffed. Cuffs on everyone.
Then the guy he just told to get on the the second to last guy he just told to get on the ground stands up with his hands up.
Get on the ground! Get him
They then deploy taser.
down! He's been fighting.
But no, they don't. They don't have the money for the fancy pew pew. It fires, and no, they just have to go tap tase.
Get on the ground!
They then tap tase him. He falls to the ground, and 3 officers force him to the ground.
Resisting! I got cuffs. We will in a minute. Shut up. Stop resisting! She's under arrest.
Two officers who arrived recently, then tell the girl that she's under arrest, and she backs off onto the sidewalk. I can't really see what happens.
Shut your mouth. You have the right to remain silent. How about you?
And she resists a little, and I don't know what happens.
Hands behind your back. Do it now. Hands behind your back.
Oh, and then Mr. Main Suspect, who isn't in cuffs yet,
Do it now.
about to get it.
Don't resist. Don't resist.
Then he starts resisting arrest times 2, assault on an officer times 2,
Don't resist.
and some other charges which I'll go over later.
What are you doing? Are you resisting? Resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
They force him to the ground as he resists, and then assault on an officer times 3. I couldn't really see it, but he starts the body cam starts shaking a lot. So yeah. Oh yeah, definitely assault on an officer times 3.
A couple of days.
So, the charges that have been filed is writing and assault against an officer. That's it. And this was on all of the males. But the mayor of Put-in-Bay puts the chief of police, who had nothing to do with this interaction, on administrative leave. You're like, oh, what's so... Do you understand what administrative leave is? It's basically a temporary you're fired. Never mind that the chief had literally nothing to do with this incident. The mayor used power that she gained for political purposes. That's super corrupt. I mean, you're like, oh, what's that supposed to... Jude. It's, number one, super shady, or it's either super shady or it's borderline illegal to super shady. So, Lieutenant Russo and, the other officer, Wild, are their names, and she claimed that they had resigned. So, according to the mayor, there's a person in the audio who says they're going to put in a written resignation? Okay, I listened to that, 10-minute clip, and I didn't hear anything like that, but okay, fine. I didn't, analyze it too carefully, fine. Yeah. The only thing that, they said is, or the only thing she has in written things are nothing. They according to them, they don't have any plans of resigning, so it's just hearsay, which isn't enough evidence to do anything. I mean, what would you do, legitimately? Seriously, I don't know. So, the woman in the audio tape that we're about to go next says that she's leaving. Not resigning, no, leaving. Leaving the building, or leaving you something on your desk, or I don't know, just leaving.
I just placed Chief on state administrative leave.
Administrative leave.
And the outcome of an internal inquiry of sorts that I'll initiate, but probably be getting assistance from someone else
What? What do you mean about an internal inquiry?
with more expertise than myself.
More expertise?
You as well are going to be placed on paid administrative leave.
Well, I'm gonna submit my letter of resignation.
Letter of resignation? What'd you say again?
Going to be placed on paid administrative leave.
Well, I'm gonna submit my letter of resignation.
Crud.
Going to be placed on paid administrative leave.
Well, I'm gonna submit my letter of resignation.
I'm gonna submit my letter of resignation.
Okay.
I believe so is Sergeant Wild, and I believe so is Terry Rutledge.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Can you get me? Are you doing that immediately?
I will have it on your. I'll have it for Captain, so I'll have it on his desk in the day.
Okay, it was a bit misleading.
So I'll get my stuff cleared out.
Can I have it tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I have it tonight?
Okay. Thank you.
There's also all of the part-timers that were going to come out to the island are also resigning.
Okay, I'll wait for official notification from them.
I know, just letting you know that probably is well.
Okay. All right, who you got? Maybe I'm not putting the other one on.
The mayor.
Okay. That's a very interesting conversation. Now, the mayor also put Nicholas Santor on administration leave after the June 6th incident, proving that Hello, are you okay? And why? For investigating. What? What's that supposed to mean? An investigation into him? Or what? But if you actually read it and slightly interpret it a little, it reads kind of like investigating the June 6th incident, which seems shady. But to further support that the mayor's claim makes no sense, he received permission to do that from 2 superior officers, including a supervisor. Now, it appears that she was upset because Santor's statements were pro June, what the police did on the June 6th incident, and I'm gonna guess she's going to go complain about, why didn't they use non-lethal weapons? Mayor, they don't have non-lethal weapons. Well, whose fault is that? Your fault. No, it must be the chief of police fault. He's the one who funds the police. That couldn't lead to any corruption at all. Now, what's her name? The mayor had a conversation with Officer Santana, or who was it? With the captain outside of business hours. And these meetings, basically, were digging up dirt on the chief. Yeah. See what I said? This is insane. I mean, I looked into it, and it's really starting to look like corruption. And a supervisor who wished to be unnamed, so I'll respect his wishes, was also invited to meet the mayor. And the meeting was set to take place at her personal residence. She contacted him on his personal cell phone and asked him to come over, or asked the supervisor to come over to her personal residence after office hours. The mayor then told the supervisor that it was okay because Captain Marino had already did so. And the supervisor then refused to speak with the other officer mayor. Then asked Captain Marino if it were true or the mayor was lying. And he stated that, yeah, I did, but he didn't want to talk about it. And in 2019, Mayor Dress, that's her name, went to a local bar to celebrate becoming elected. Okay, what's so big of a deal? That's like, yeah, you're talking about like this potential corruption. And in 2019, she went to a bar. Well, it gets better. And she was with a group of friends. One of them was Elizabeth Beth Ferner. And, well, Ferner told Corporal Russo that the Put-in-Bay Police Department, and, well, she told him that the mayor was drinking and going on about how her first order of business was going to be to get rid of the chief of police. So it definitely seems more like corruption. I mean, we have witnesses a year before telling us that, hey, the mayor didn't like this and has spite against the chief. She then finds an instance that the chief's not involved in, but police officers are. That's kind of controversial. She then digs up, or allegedly, she then digs up dirt up on Chief Riddle, and let's see, and then put Riddle on administrative leave. And it gets better. Since then, she spent $21,000 to hire a private investigator to investigate Riddle. What? Okay, remember the skit I made earlier about like, oh, where the tax money? Jesus Christ. And, well, the day that really started, June 6th. So, according to the mayor's LinkedIn profile, she was a previous writer for the Ohio University, but you're asking, idiot, God, you're doing this again. Oh, wait a second, I know what you did, sneaky idiot. And, well, she was a social justice reporter. And for the Sandusky Registrar, and her position at USPS as a window clerk. And according to the Ottawa Board of Elections, she's affiliated with the Democratic Party. And, well, she defeated her rival by a total of 2 votes. 57 to 55. Yeah, it only has like 100 residents. What? I'm concerned. For those 2 people who voted with this, I hope you vote wisely, because, oh my god, I mean, it started to look with corruption with the administrative leave, then the prior grudge, then the $20,000 spent to get rid of Riddle. It's really starting to look like corruption. But another thing is, why would she hire a guy who shoves assault victims and can't make an arrest? Dude, why wouldn't you just launch an investigation? I mean, you're the mayor. Who's gonna stop you? No one. That's the answer. Now time to go read some boring, long letters. Dear Jim, the purpose of this letter is to confirm the reassignment effective November 10th, 1996, as Road Patrol Deputy within Wood County Sheriff's Office from Littercore. Your shift duty be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 11 p.m. with Sunday and Mondays days off. As you know, the administration is required to provide the 30-day sources sources of transfer. However, gives situation is to hope that you will forgo 30-day notice. Should you be in an argument with this proposal, please affirm your signature in the spare place provided. Jesus Christ, reading handwritten notes is difficult. To summarize my awful reading, in other words, he was promoted to sergeant of litter control. In other words, he's Oscar a respectable police officer. He was in turn basically fired for that, and he claimed it was racial related, and the Wood County Sheriff's Office just said, no, you suck at litter control. And he's also gotten a few write-ups, and keep in mind, this is, whatever. Let's go read another letter. Deputy Kimball, after reviewing the internal investigation reports and hearing your testimony in a recent pre-disciplinary hearing, I find the charges, malfeasance, failing to enter a firearm into evidence for approximately 1 year, sustained. As a result of these findings, you will be suspended for 3 days. One of those 3 days will be held in abstinence, leaving 2 days left served unpaid. These days will be served as not cause overtime or on your shift. These days will also be scheduled on different pay periods as not to cause such an economic impact on you. I further hope that if I are not sure of procedure, you will seek guidance from a supervisor. Immediately reports mistakes to your supervisor. In other words, he carried a gun that was supposed to be held into evidence for a year. And continue. This letter is to advise, per previous disciplinary record, you are served 2 days without pay. The following 2 days were scheduled on different pay periods as to not cause major impact on you or your family. The dates are served are April 15th and May the 5th. 2009, your shift supervisor and lieutenant have been notified of these dates, and if you have any questions, please let them know.
Separate occasions he was suspended without pay before he...
In other words, he ended up being forced to resign. I also forgot to mention that he crashed his patrol car into a civilian, and they got sued and lost. But there's some there's some good stuff. He started a malicious rumor about 2 deputies, then lied on 4 separate occasions. And the 4 separate occasions about I'm Joe Biden now, about starting the rumor. But he got fired for that, but somehow he got sheriff and put in bay? What? So we have the actual, he got hooked up as internment chief. And what? Jesus Christ, Mayor. So that's the end of the video, a giant mess of a video. Okay, end of video, bye.